Yo, 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 what's going on? It's your boy. No, it's actually Riz. And joining me, we have our friend, the tournament organizer of Corner Store Legends Legacy. We got Eggs and Bacon. What up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's good?
Just another rainy night over here on my end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. Hyper fighting never ends, yo. Like, I'm still kind of recovering from the weekend. Was good, base. But yeah. How are you feeling? Are you recovered? Did you get enough nap time?
I totally did, man. I feel like yesterday didn't even happen. I woke up so late, didn't do a damn thing, and then I fell asleep again, woke up, and just fell back asleep. Like, I guess I really felt the... like, I guess the weekend caught up to me, you know?
Yeah, I haven't had that yet. Like, so the night after, I like right when we got back to the hotel, at that point it was past 3 a.m. and Big Apple boys, and I probably slept 2 hours, didn't sleep on the ride back home. Got home, had to hang out with family and post up some clips and whatnot.
That's so crazy, man.
And
I
then
definitely wouldn't be able to hang with that.
I don't know. I guess it's more like the old me. Back in the day, I would do that. I would go to these tournaments and just not sleep. And so I kind of revisited like my childhood in a sense. Not my childhood, but you know, my heyday of competing. So in fact, I mean, it felt like an old school tournament. You know, we were just like chilling at a garage. It felt like old school arcade. Like, and we'll get into it as we're watching. I don't want to use all of our time just looking at a bunch of ads. So I'll talk more about it there, but just to let the chat know what our agenda is today. So we're going to watch the Tomo tape, and we're also just going to be, in general, just chatting about CSL. Did we meet the expectation? Did we not? I'm going to be eating dinner as well. A little bit of multitasking here. And then maybe we'll have an AMA session, but like related to the tournament. I especially want to hear about Eggs's, experience now. Having ran a pretty big bracket, we had about 28 entrants, so definitely want to hear from you, your thoughts. You know, what would you do? What would you do different? Takeaway points, you know, and what's
all
up,
that, all of that.
And then we'll close it out with a photo gallery. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to just enjoy the Tomo tape video with us, I'll play it in just a sec, and you know, just hang out in the chat, be active. I don't think anyone's done a watch party for the Tomo tape, so this is the first of its kind, but what better time to do it? Gnostic Messiah, we actually had quite a bit of raids and whatnot, and good amount of viewership, so we probably topped out. Like, at one point, we were definitely over 400 people watching, but I think in the end, we averaged out around like 200 was like the overall average. Anyhow, let me go ahead and let's get this fine music by Marcus D off, and I will play this. Gotta love that intro. Shout out to Turbo.
Yeah.
And if y'all in the chat want to let us know how it sounds, but Turbo has been uploading on the SLB video archive. This version is not listed, so he did another color correction on top of the one that he had before. And well, yeah, so this is kind of unreleased. This is DLC, boys. I wonder what, like, if I shared this with the Japanese 2X players, what they would think of some of these commercials.
I know, right? I mean, it's aged. It's aged, definitely, but, I mean, I was a kid when this was all happening, you know, so it was definitely geared towards me, and I wouldn't know any better.
Yo, that Sonic Boom Tank? They need to give him that in the next Street Fighter. Give him a Sonic Boom Tank. He'll be top tier. Bring up there. Yo, always can count on base for audio. Speaking of audio, just one thing about the tournament. My bad for blowing out the mic a couple of times. We were getting a little too hype, and
So what happened with that? It was like you spoke too loud, or just
the microphone
died?
peaks. It peaks. Like, even right now, I'm kind of peaking. Actually, my audio settings are way off. But yeah, because you know you have to constantly adjust your audio while you're streaming, and I guess it's based on the environment that we were in. I was right next to James Chen, so if I scream and people nearby scream, it's just the mic's gonna pick it up and it just kind of blows out. So I got a little too hyped.
I want to say in general, man, the microphones are really good because during the finals, man, we were definitely yelling, you know, and just cheering and whatnot. And going back to watching it on the stream, the VOD, like they didn't pick that up, you know. So that you really can gauge like the feel of what was going on that night at that moment, like just watching the VOD. Because man, I was like, you know, hopping and fucking just in disbelief, you know, and I wasn't alone. Like there was a lot of people with their and all that.
Yeah, no, it was definitely dope. When I got back, you know, I was telling my wife, I'm like, I lost my voice. She's like, no, you didn't. You're talking. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, like, I lost like 10% of it. I was screaming, but I think like the sips that had Dr. Pepper between matches kept me, you know, kept me on point. Not to mention, like, a lot of times I just stayed quiet and let James Chen talk because he was freaking, you know, he was killing it.
He was doing his
on
thing,
the mics, yeah. And like, I guess while we're on that subject, it was probably what, Tournament of Legends 1 2012, maybe the first time James Chen commentated one of my matches. That was a year where I was like, actually traveling around the country more and trying to, you know, trying to win a qualifier, and I want to get to TOL, I want to get to EVO, and yeah, man, it was an honor if you could have Ultra David or James Chen or Ultra Chen rather just do commentary on one of your matches. And so yeah, like they commentated my match. I was like, oh crap, like this is for real now, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, imagine like, I don't know if DJ Ilk, like if he knew who James Chen was, because like I don't know how invested he is in like FGC stuff, but like, I mean,
I'm pretty sure he knows who he is.
I hope he knows how significant it is, you know, having James Chen commentate your match, and then of course Mao, 16-year-old, having your grand finals match being commentated by James Chen. That's pretty hype. So yeah, I thought about that on the way home. I was just like, dang, like this kid in his first like breakout performance got James Chen rooting for him. You know what I mean? So
it's hard not to root for him, man. I was thinking about his age and then his parents, and if he would have won, like how proud they would have been. Like, you know, like this kid went in there and just beat all of us boomers in this fucking game, you know, like that would have just been so sick, man. Like you can't make stuff up like that. But like, I mean, the kid was really confident. You can just tell, look at him, like, you know, he had that little swag going on. But this was like a good, I want to say not a reality check, but it was a good check for him, like, you know, to like he's good, but he needs to keep playing, you know, because like DJ is still the guy to beat at the moment.
Side note, I gotta say, these are not the last taken Polaroids at Tomo. Just letting y'all know.
That is true. We do got the we have like the last.
I got the last Polaroid of Tomo. I'm just letting y'all know. But anyway, with the audio, I just want to make sure like the combination of us and the video doesn't sound too muddy. So if you want me to put the video up more, just let me know. But yeah, that's some lore. I have the most recent Tomo Polaroid.
I mean, I love this aesthetic from this video right here. Like, there's like a certain aspect to it, you know, that just encapsulates like the era of like early mid-90s. You know, it's just like the shaky hand cam. Like, this guy's moving it. Like, look at him.
Except it still looks like it was filmed yesterday because it's so clean.
Yeah, that's another funny thing, right? Like each decade there's like something that lets you know like this video is old in its age. Then I guess for like the internet age, right? It's like 240p. You'll watch old videos, old uploads from like 12 years ago on YouTube, and they look so grainy because of like the low quality upload. But you know, watching this, man, 60 frames per second.
Let's listen to the footsies. Let's see how legit it is.
For the purposes of this video, these punch buttons will be referred to as jab.
Ah, the real ones. I still call it from like old habit, short, forward, roundhouse.
Yeah, still.
You know, when I used to like browse the SRK forums, like those were the labels. You know, no weak punch, middle punch, strong punch. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta hear this.
After years of devotion and self-denial, my offense and defense abilities are flawless.
Observe my improved fireball.
Oh my god, these accents.
My dragon punch.
Even
My
down to the
hurricane
R's.
kick, which is
That logo's
indestructible
fire
for
though.
brief
Not gonna
moments,
lie.
And which I can now execute in mid-air.
Oh, that's a DJ combo.
Ah, that's so cheap, man. Look at that. Why is he able to do that?
For those who would oppose me,
6 stun
I
combo,
feel
bro.
Only pity.
Let him recover, do jump roundhouse. Alright, here we go. Fierce fireball combo.
You can use this combo on big
The
characters.
B&B.
Jump at your opponent with a late fierce. By
The
hitting
OG
fierce
boom boom
button
clap.
at the last possible moment before contact. Add
up
another
video,
low
got
or
you.
high fierce, then a fireball directly after that.
Mexican
Here's
uppercut.
the replay.
It's so crazy to think like all the hours that were put into like at the arcades to figure this
Attack
stuff
your
out.
opposition with a late fierce, then follow with a low forward kick. Then set your hurricane kick.
That's
in
the
motion
OG
with
Ken
the
combo.
forward
He
button.
did that a couple times,
Here's
I
the
feel
move
like.
in real time.
Yeah, it's probably the one I see the most people do like at 82. But instead of the low 4, they do the low strong for some reason.
Yo, what's
Get as
good,
close as
B-Tran? Yeah, I'm
possible to your
home.
opponent,
Oh, I want to see
then
this
jump
combo.
with a late fierce
Is he gonna do
punch,
stand strong
followed by a
DP?
low forward
Oh,
kick,
low forward DP.
followed by a dragon punch.
Yeah, that's the OG Ken combo. That's the one he kept using. Boom, boom, clap. Break that crate. What's good, B-Tran?
This powerful big character combo has been formulated exclusively for this video. Jump
Formulated.
at your opponent with a late roundhouse kick.
Is it
Then
even
as soon as you
combo?
land, jump again. On your
Nah,
way
wasn't
up,
it? That was a
No,
nombo,
that
bro.
was a
with another
nombo,
roundhouse,
man.
That's a
then
nombo.
immediately follow
That's
with
a
hurricane
G-tab.
kick.
They need to
To
reshoot
help
this
you with the
video.
landing, here's the replay in real time.
Yeah, real time. Let's see. Nah, that was a nombo too.
To be fair, like Japan also had nombos on their
Oh yeah,
videos
no,
as
but those are super
This
obvious.
is another big character move.
Let's see
Jump
this.
at your opponent with a late fierce punch. Strike again with a high fierce, then decimate your enemy with an
Decimate him.
hurricane kick.
That damage, man. That's damage on Zangief too.
Yeah, that hurt. Oh, let's see the strategy. It's gonna be crouching light kick, right?
Against Dalsim,
Yeah.
This is
get
like
as
the
close
most
as
boomerist
possible
strategy
and
right
throw
here.
low short kicks.
Son, I still
Here's
use
what
that. It
happens when
works.
Dalsim tries to attack.
No, but the
Dalsim's
funniest thing is that
only
I see people
alternative
try
is
it on
to
me
but if he tries that,
from
counter
a
with
range where it
hurricane
doesn't
kick.
work. Like they'll mash the low short, you know, I'll just pop them and trade with the stand fierce.
This
Yo,
is one of the
was
rare
the short
instances
Tatsu
where
work
an
in that
early
range
fierce
with
is called
the
for.
drill?
In this
I'm gonna
big
have to try
character
that.
move,
I forgot
you will
about
jump
that.
at your opponent and press early fierce. Thinking he can counter
Oof,
you, your
beating
opponent
out
will
that
try a move,
lariat.
never suspecting that
Yeah,
you will
Vodka
go into
gonna
a
have to hold
hurricane
that.
kick in midair before you land. Now
All the
replay.
big characters gotta hold that.
like-
Ugh, so
yeah.
disgusting.
I like that.
All right.
After knocking down Ken or Ryu, jump in with a
Nah,
short
don't
kick.
safe jump, Ken. That's a
Press
G-tab.
jab dragon punch.
Nah, that's a
If your
G-tab,
opponent
bro.
blocks it, he will
That's
usually try
totally-
a
Oh,
that's
he did a
I'd
sweep.
go
He did a
fierce
sweep, right? Did they get the whip
but you'll
punish
be
sweep?
just out of
Yeah, I know that
When
tech.
they miss you, you can use either a
Ooh.
low roundhouse kick or a throw.
Or the throw, okay.
Technically, they recover. So here, if you go for the throw, they can DP or reversal throw. That's like not true because you got to walk. You know, it's not
When
as
you
fast
knock
as
down
doing a
an
sweep.
opponent, wait for the exact moment to jump.
Oh,
in
these
with a
beautiful
short.
safe
When
jumps.
you land, either immediately throw
Yo, you
or
trolling.
execute a low forward fireball combo.
But that's cute. That's a good mix-up.
Yeah, you still see that to this day, man. That the safe jump with the jump
Found
short like
somebody.
that.
Eric Suzuki is a Street Fighter specialist.
All right,
here at
this guy's a
Capcom.
god right
He's
here,
got a
man.
special
This
root
hair right
combo for
here.
us. What's it called, Eric? It's
Was
called
he
Gears
your
Triple Dragon
inspiration?
Punch, eh? Here, cut your
One of
fingers,
these
man. I'll
days,
talk
I
you
think,
through it.
once I
You
get into
got
the
it.
corporate world, I'm gonna go for that.
So this is what you got to do to
be
beat Blanca players.
With the roundhouse,
Ah.
landing on the other side with the late fierce.
Yeah, we saw DJ hit
That's
that
good
one.
for 3 continuous hits. Here's the move in real time.
I gotta mention, this combo doesn't work against crouching Blanca, so really important. If you cross him up and he was crouching, don't do stand fierce or
That
stand
was
medium
great.
punch. You'll
Hey,
whiff.
Thanks a lot, Eric. Hey, no problem.
You gotta go into lows.
So, I hear you know Tomo.
Are you kidding? Tomo and I are like that.
I forgot where we saw it. I
Sort
think
of like his
I
Yoda
think it
when
was
it comes to
Tomo. Maybe I
Street Fighter.
reloaded who
I taught
told
him
us
a
that
lot
this
of
guy
his
was
cooler
just an
moves.
actor.
I mean,
Yeah, I
you can't
think
even see
so.
me, but I'm over here to the left.
We were talking. I don't know if it was on chat or something, but
What I lack in
Somebody
speed
told us
on
that.
the ground or in the air, I make up for in attack power.
I also gotta
have
say,
very good reach on jump kicks
I like that,
and
like,
standing roundhouse,
you have to wait
rendering
a couple of
much
minutes
punishment to my enemies.
until we get to see Tomo. It's
Also
almost
useful
it's like
on
in the
my grabs.
movies where you have to
An
wait until you see
invincible
like the
sumo
hero or the villain.
Not to
That like the way that they
mention my
introduce
famous
them.
red hand slap.
There's like some mythology
Yeah.
around them. So they're like building up to it. It's good. It's a good like
This is another
directing
big character
kind of
combo.
technique. All right, let's see
Jump
the
at
big
your
boy
opponent
combos.
And hit high with a late fierce punch, then a high strong, then hit low with a low.
Actually,
fierce
that's
punch.
interesting.
Oh, that's true.
That's interesting that they said this is a big person combo, even though it's Dalsum, which means back then they knew Dalsum had a bigger hurt box. Like he's, you know, kind of a bigger person to combo.
Jump at your opponent with a late fierce punch, then press the strong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure,
punch
like,
and
at World
jab buttons
Finest, right, they
repeatedly
had
as
a-
fast as you can.
He probably had it to
Activating
free
the
play or
100
something
hand
like
slap.
that, and he
This
would just
costs
let
an
his
opponent a
players
lot
just,
of
you know,
energy
go
to
at it.
block.
I'm still
Sick
amazed, you know, like
combo.
all this tech that was like, you know, around back then.
If at all possible, use this move after you knock your opponent down. Press the forward kick button when you jump behind your
Okay,
opponent's
okay.
neck. When you land, immediately execute a low forward kick
That's a
while
good combo.
hitting the jab and strong punch buttons rapidly and repeatedly to do the 100-hand slap.
And ain't nothing Guile
Here's
can
the
do
move
right
in real
there.
time.
No charge.
Honda should have another combo. You do splash and then
Honda
close
may be
medium
down,
kick and
but
then
he isn't
jab into low
necessarily out.
fierce. I think it's like a
Get up
5-hit
again
combo.
with the sumo headbutt by pressing the jab
Anyway.
button. When you see an opponent
Yo, how do you do a
charging in,
walking
counter
headbutt?
the attack by pressing forward and the jab button
You
at
saw
the same
that?
time.
Was that really a walking headbutt?
Oh, watch this. He charged partitioned.
Jump behind the neck with the forward kick button. At the
So hold on,
precise instant that you land on your opponent,
who's behind like
press high
the
strong,
the
then
gameplay
throw
on
your
this? Do you
opponent
know,
immediately.
by any chance?
It must have been Tomo and Charles. I think it was them two. But we'll see what the end credits say.
Keep your opponent
I'm sure
guessing
if
by
he has
performing
Charles,
the
like he'll
first
just straight
two
up
moves,
tell us. But
finishing up with an
I
unexpected
feel like Turbo
low
knows.
fierce
Turbo
punch
knows
when
everything
your
about this
opponent
tape.
stands up to try to throw
Turbo
you.
knows this tape, like I know Terminator 2, and like Profudo knows these other type of tapes that we're not gonna bring up on the stream. Oh, here we go,
Some
Blanca.
find my looks disturbing, though I move slowly on the ground.
Okay,
I am weak in the air. When I use my rolling attack, I become a human projectile. Well, almost human. And my vertical rolling attack allows me to knock
what about those
rash
underballs?
fools who would oppose me out of the sky. My lower attack.
Oh man, I can only dream of like that jump back tech that that Mao was using in the tournament.
Because even if an opponent blocks it, it takes off bits of his energy. No wonder my enemies fear me. My bite is worse than my bark.
That's a bar.
I feel like they didn't know what to do with the
Especially
voiceover
well
for
on
this
big
character.
Characters like Zangief and Sagat. Jump
let's
at your
see.
opponent to hit with a late forward kick. As you do, pull
Oh,
back on your
medium
forward,
joystick to
okay.
prepare for the rolling attack. Upon landing, add a low forward kick and then begin a rolling attack by moving your joystick.
Oh, that's actually a
Hey,
combo. That's a link.
combo.
Replay.
Not a
You
cancel.
know
That's
what?
a link.
I don't. The problem with that combo is that it wouldn't dizzy. Well, at least not consistently.
Bro, that was a link.
Jump at
How'd
your
they know
opponent
that?
with a late
Alright,
fierce.
let's see
Then
this.
with your joystick in neutral, press the strong punch button. Then move your joystick down and finish.
Oh
with a
yeah, yeah.
roundhouse
That's the
yeah,
Mao
yeah.
combo. Come on, we saw that like a dozen times the other night.
There's a few Blanca players actively right now that I don't see them using that combo after a dizzy. Which is what you want to do, right?
Because you want to get the knockdown so you can set
Yeah,
up
you
a
do.
50-50 again.
Then simultaneously
They'll go
press
for the low
joystick
fierce like,
forward and
you
the
know, 2
jab
times
punch button.
instead of getting the
The
reset.
jab will ensure that you will only roll a short distance towards your opponent, putting him or her on the defense against a roll that never comes. You will stop just short of your opponent and
It
Nah,
works.
that was
That works
hype. That's
well.
hype. Yeah,
Now
that's
here's
hype.
the replay.
The good thing about you know, offline is you can totally react to that. Like when I play Dalsum, like I can react to that with the stand jab.
Here's a variation.
Yeah,
of a
what's good,
rolling
Shivani?
attack
What's
takeout
good,
for
Gumbo?
opponents slightly
Scope.
farther away.
Scope,
Go
are you
through the
back
same
from
procedure,
Italy?
Holding joystick away from your opponent for 2 seconds.
I want to see
But
this
when you
mix
press
up.
forward on the joystick, hit the strong instead of the jab button. Then press
Oh.
fierce to bite as before.
Damn, Soundscope, the true world warrior. You
Blanca's
gotta get a
vertical
Street Fighter
rolling attack
intake
fakeout is
even while waiting for
guaranteed to
flights.
Keep your opponent guessing and on the defensive. Do a vertical
Let's get a
rolling
second
attack
rarity.
by pressing up on the joystick and
Oof,
pressing
yeah,
the
you don't want to
forward
be there
kick
with a
button.
few characters.
When your opponent blocks the vertical ball,
Vega,
you take one step
Balrog,
towards
Dalsim.
him, then bite him again.
Bite him.
Here's the replay.
Chun-Li
Yeah,
too, because
it's
after he gets that bite right there, like you don't have charge for spinning bird kick really.
Hey James, Eric said I'd
Ooh,
find you
the
here.
goat.
I'm Danny.
The mullet, man, I'm loving it.
Hold on, we gotta hear this.
Tomo, you know this guy, right?
He's got the denim. Both of them got the denim long sleeves,
Well,
man.
Tomo and
See,
I are
this is
getting
why I
reacquainted.
wore mine
Why don't you check
at
out some of
82
Guile's hot new combos
during the
and
last
strategies?
tournament.
Hey Danny, yeah? You wanna play a game? Yeah.
Play my offense to the max.
Yeah, I wanna
or
see
don't
some more
play
James
me at
Goddard.
all. Sure, my defense is great, but we're not here to defend. We're here to win. With my
Yo,
sonic
you got
boom,
those?
flash kick, and these
Three-piece?
combos and strategies. I've
Yeah,
got an
hoops. So that's
arsenal
what I'm
of
saying,
weapons that
man.
won't
Like
quit,
all this stuff
and I
is
don't
just,
expect you
you know,
to either. I'm just a guy
still
who can't
still
say
true to
no
this
a
day.
throw.
You're strong.
Yeah, how
flash.
could James did have like the grown man mullet.
Jump at your opponent, holding back on your joystick as always.
Yo, that
to
punish
charge
on
up.
Fireball
Then hit your
though?
opponent with a late
It's
fierce.
not like they're showing you
Hit the low
combos. They're
strong
showing you how to
punch button, then
optimize
finish
them.
with a flash kick. This 3-hit combo should do large amounts of damage to anyone unlucky enough to be in the way.
This is like
Here's
the
the
go-to one
real-time
that I always see in hyper fighting at least.
1, 2, 3.
And CE, you see like the more stylish one, which is the stand
One of the
fierce.
most powerful combos
Yeah,
in
'cause
the
CE
game,
players
the
hit the
flash
hard
kick power
combos.
combo is really two separate
what?
moves in
Anyway.
one.
We
We'll break
yeah,
it
we
down.
did
During
have
the
like during
second half
the Latin
first,
America exhibition, we
be
had
standing
one Gal player who
still.
was like
Press
landing the
joystick
CPS
down
one chain
and hold it
combos
for 2
and
seconds. Press the
doing the
fierce
jump
punch
fierce,
button
stand
at the
fierce,
same
flash
time
kick.
that you move the joystick up. Then press roundhouse
Oh
kick
damn,
a
they did it
split
back here
second
too,
later.
huh?
This produces a combination where you hit your opponent with a high fierce punch and immediately
This
go
is more
into
like a
flash
swag
kick.
combo. They're just showing it for
Now
swag.
here's the whole combo.
You gonna do it off a jump? Ah, yeah, that's hype. That's hype.
there it goes.
Yo, he did it off the jump, off the cuff.
It's best to do this combination in the corner against larger characters. Jump at your opponent, holding
Okay.
back on your joystick to charge.
Hold back,
and
but
hitting
don't
with
hold
a late
back.
Fierce.
Ah,
Press high fierce, then
Yes.
immediately press towards
Hit
your
him
opponent.
again.
And press the fierce punch button again.
and then hit him with the
Guile
follow
will
up.
say,
Oh,
and if you're in the corner, you get an extra hit.
Oh, disgusting.
This
was good
combo
editing.
won't work on small characters like Chun-Li or Blanca, but is very effective against large characters. Jump in with a late fierce, then hit low jab, high jab, then finish.
why are
with
they
a
Oh, yeah,
swagging
yeah,
right
yeah.
now? They don't need to do that, bro. You don't have to.
Low jab into stand jab.
They don't have to do that, bro.
Since Balrog
Here's
is
the
most
sauce to
effective
this
when he
one.
gets
I
up
see
close,
some Gal
it's
players
best
who are
to
not
keep
familiar
on
with the
the other
matchup not
side
know
of the
about it.
screen. Throw a slow sonic boom.
Slow
then
sonic
follow it.
boom all day
If
against this
Balrog
character.
tries to turn punch through your projectile, you'll see him turn around.
Oh yeah,
That's when you do a
Bam.
standing
he
roundhouse
got
kick.
clipped.
If he's dizzy, jump in and hit him with combos. If not, jump back and repeat the procedure.
Yo,
Here's
he
the
said
replay.
repeat. He said be a macro.
Yeah, that's why this matchup is so bad, man.
Yo, they're explaining a lot of matchups in these bite-sized clips. I didn't even
If
realize
Balrog
that.
jumps at you, kick him out of the air with either a high roundhouse, jumping roundhouse,
And they're showing multiple
lower
anti-airs?
roundhouse,
Nah.
Air
or
Commander.
roll forward. If Balrog jumps over or blocks the move, repeat the
I wonder how
procedure.
practical it would be to air
Remember,
throw him right
Balrog can
there.
Counter these moves, so mix
He
them up.
has a pretty big hitbox in the air though, like his jump punch. But
Yeah.
I like how they just showed he has like 4 different
James here
anti-airs.
is a
Alright, here
resident
we go.
Street
James,
Fighter 2 expert.
I want to hear this.
Rumor
Aw,
has
that
it you got a
PC.
new Guile killer combo.
You got it, man. It's never been seen before. Redizzy combo. I call him my Guile. Double sonic boom, Redizzy. Pull up that game screen over there and I'll talk you through it.
All
Let's
right.
go, James.
The mustache, the mullet.
When you've got your opponent dizzy in a corner, walk up as close as possible and crouch right next to him and charge. Then hit him with a low jab, a jab sonic boom, and immediately charge up for the next boom while you hit them with a standing fierce uppercut.
That's a Riz
Follow
combo.
that with a fierce
That's
sonic
one of
boom
mine.
and finish him
Yo.
off with a fierce backhand. Here's the whole combo in real time.
You gotta love it as if this matchup isn't already bad enough.
Why were they swagging so hard back then? Yo, what's good, Ona guy?
Against Zangief, throw a slow jab sonic boom and follow. If Zangief tries the slow clothesline spin, counter with a low roundhouse kick or low forward kick.
Yeah, that's a classic. Oh, but they're showing us what if he does punch
if
lariat.
Zangief does the fast clothesline spin,
Yeah, just back.
follow your sonic
Or the
boom
kick
with
lariat,
backhand.
rather. Nice.
If
Oh,
he's
so
busy
backhand
after
works
this,
on kick
jump in
lariat
and
too?
combo him. If not, back off
Yeah,
and repeat the procedure.
most fierce attacks work against
If
it.
Zangief jumps over your sonic boom, stand by to kick him out of the air with either a low forward or low roundhouse kick, or a jumping fierce.
Yeah, jump fierce is nice. Cause like you gotta watch out for the knee drop. Damn.
The funny thing is that when you like condition your opponent, like you
Tangle
want
with
him to
me
think
and
you're gonna do
you've
kick
got
lariat,
problems,
right? And
dude.
then you
I'm
surprise
fast,
them
I've
with
got a
punch lariat,
fireball,
and that's
and
when
my
you get the
dragon
knockdown.
punches take
Right,
off
right.
loads of energy.
Yo,
Hey, Saber, what's up,
that's
Dragon
my
punch
boy.
has an awesome reach. My jab dragon punch gets me out of tough.
Nah, they
up
better
close
have some
situations.
Tatsu
Jump
re-dizzies,
man,
bro.
You'll be hit for sure.
I'm trying to see some Riz
Plus,
combos.
I got a hurricane kick that puts me right
I think
where
this
I
one had
wanna
the
be.
egg beater in it,
Close
didn't
enough
it?
to
Like
do some major
Nah,
this version?
damage.
There's like a
Offense or
backward
defense,
jumping
I'm gonna
egg
be
beater
in
on
your
the
face.
SNES version. Where you do like a
Although
jump
it
back
looks like
air
a single
tatsu and
move,
then
Ken's
you do
fierce
egg
double
beater.
dragon punch is really
Oh,
two
nice
moves
miss
in
DP,
one,
bro.
and is one of the building blocks of many Ken and Ryu combos. Get
He
as
said
close
Ryu.
to your opponent as possible. Press a high
That's the
punch,
lore,
then
Ryu.
immediately follow with a dragon punch.
When I
hitting
started
the
getting
button.
into this game, man, I was looking up
You'll be
lore,
able
you
to
know.
hit
I
larger
saw Jeff
characters
Schaefer
4
just
times
do
and
his
smaller
videos, and
characters 3 times with this
he only
combo.
called him Rue.
Jump at your
Never-
opponent.
never
with a
called
late
him
fierce.
any
As soon
different
as
ever
you're
since.
standing, hit the fierce button again. then
Yes, I love to
immediately
even
do a
in slow
jab
mo. That
dragon
combo is
punch.
just so hype. This combo's never not hype. It's actually the coolest combo CPS one. The coolest like B&B combo.
It's even better when you add in a low
This
short
combination
into Stand
should be
Fierce, the
good for 3
CPS1
or
chain.
4 continuous hits, but does not work on Chun-Li,
Oof.
Blanca, E Honda, or Bison.
Oh, they're letting you know
Jump
the
at your
character
opponent,
specific
hitting
combos.
this precise spot at the back of the head. Then pressing the low forward kick button immediately
hit homie in
follow
the
with
shoulder.
a hurricane kick.
Yeah. Nah, that boy got clipped. He got clipped for sure. Oh, short
So
kick strap.
I'm guessing they didn't have the
If timed
re-dizzies figured
correctly,
out back
no
then, maybe.
character can counter your
Yeah, they
short
did.
kick
You just saw James Goddard do
After
one.
knocking down a character, get in
No,
close
like
and
with the
at precise
Shotos.
moment that your
Yeah, I guess they
opponent
did with
rises,
like Guile,
kick
but
him
like with
with a high
Shotos, you
short
know, they
kick,
have
then
their
a low
re-dizzies
short kick,
too.
Followed
Right.
by a dragon punch. Here's what
Yo,
happens
let me
if
tell
your
you,
opponent
if
tries
it
to do
weren't for this
anything but
tape,
block this
people
combo.
wouldn't be doing that short DP. People still do it to this day, and it's like, it's not super optimal because you can't hit confirm off of a crouching light kick, a stand light kick. It's a
This
thing,
is
yeah.
affectionately
But people still
known
go
as
for
the
it.
mother of all
Anyway.
cheat moves. After you knock your opponent down, you must hit
go.
this exact spot on the
Oh,
neck
you already
with the
know what we're about to
roundhouse
see
button.
here.
Press
Yeah,
the high
that's
kick
good.
as soon as you land. Then almost
Gave him
at
a
the
little
same
Iconic.
that
time,
Old Spice.
Activate your throw.
Yeah,
Thinking that
check
you
out my
missed with your
deodorant
jab,
real
your
quick and get
adversary
thrown.
won't be expecting your throw.
That's right. You know, there was this one guy who came onto the Discord
You
server
can
a while
also
back
jump
when
behind the neck with the roundhouse.
PlayStation
Deliver a
Network, you know,
standing
30th
forward
was still a
kick,
thing.
kneeing your opponent, then throw
And
your
I guess he was
adversary
saying that
to
he
the
was
ground.
around. You know, he went to the very last tournament out there at World's Finest, and that's when he said they were starting to do the CPS1 chains.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is a strategy used
Yeah, like they weren't
specifically against
standard,
Dalsim.
you know, during
As
Hyper
Ken,
Fighting's run.
you have an
Apparently,
ideal fighting distance
I have to
which allows
confirm
you to
that,
do some
but that's
damage
what the
while
dude was
canceling
saying.
out
They came out like
Dalsim's
towards the very
considerable
end of
reach
the
advantage.
game's
Once you
life.
get to this distance, press a low short kick, which effectively cancels out all of Dalsim's attacks except one, the jumping drill.
You gotta show
If
you.
he
Hell
tries
yeah,
that
that's the
move, use your
classic.
dragon punch.
Yeah, Genesis version's sick. Played it last year at Genesis. The idea was Genesis at Genesis, so yeah, we played it. It was hype. Dragon Punch advantage.
You can use the arc of Ken's dragon punch uppercut, which is wider
What a
than
better
Ryu's
character
or
to show
Sagat's,
it,
to
you
your
know, show this
advantage.
with.
When they jump you can cover
when
more
they jump
distance
you,
than they
you
can.
get initiated.
Always
You and
keep
Hood.
an eye on the distance, knowing that your dragon punch
To
can
the
be a
jump rope scene
devastating
from
weapon.
Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah.
That's what I think about when I hear it.
You're getting jumped. Yeah.
Quickness
All right,
and reach
Chun.
are not my only advantages. My improved whirlwind kick enables me to charge in the
Whirlwind
air
kick.
and begin my kick when bouncing off the wall. Now my higher whirlwind kick will foil the traps and snares set by my foes.
Zangief looks so
Fireball
lost
will
in that
keep
clip.
enemies off
Oh, that
balance.
was sick.
yes.
That's an
My
Eggs
Yes.
lightning
classic.
sent
Nothing-
many an arch
nothing
enemy
better
to
than there,
abandon
throw.
his ancestors.
Oh, she got that neutral jump on the stun. I get that a lot on
This
Fightcade.
move will only work on taller characters and may require some practice. But when it's done correctly, it can inflict heavy-duty damage.
Heavy duty.
Jump
This
at
is a
your
combo I
opponent,
couldn't
hitting
figure
him with
out.
a
I
late
think
fierce.
Choi on the world had
Almost at
to
the same time
tell
as
me
you
how to
hit
do
with
it.
a high fierce punch,
I couldn't
tap
understand,
the
you know, that
short
you have to
kick button
hit.
as fast as you can.
You have to
Short
hit
and fierce at the
fierce
same
and light
time.
kick at
Lightning
the same
kick.
time. Yeah.
Because
How is this
the
even
game
possible?
prioritizes. Because the game prioritizes fierce as your input when you press a kick
Right.
at the same time, but you get your kick registered, and then you gotta get the rest of it. Which company
Again,
produced
this
it? Let
is
me
a
check. I
combo
have
for
the tape
larger
right here on my
characters
desk.
only.
1 sec.
Jump at your opponent with a late fierce, then hit the low forward kick button and a high fierce punch.
Produced
All in one
and
continuous
distributed
motion.
by Golan
Here's what it looks
Castro
like in real
Productions, Capcom USA, 1993. There's your answer, Fishbowl.
Damn, that almost sounded like some money laundering company.
Jump at your opponent with a late fierce,
Okay.
then press a high strong punch, immediately followed by a low
Oh.
forward kick.
Yeah,
Here's the
that was for
replay.
sure dizzy. The thing about
That's
Chun is like you
unbelievable.
can combo into like all her normals practically.
That offshore Cayman Islands account.
Chun-Li's whirlwind kick now has a 1 second charge time, so that you can charge through the air and
Is
go
that
into the
real?
whirlwind
1
kick
second?
from a wall bounce. If you wait half a second more before
What's
pressing the
Eve doing
kick
right there?
button,
just
you'll be
throwing
able to do your kick even
randomly
higher than
throwing stand
before.
fears.
That was that new legacy buff. Sand Fierce knocks down, bro, a new legacy. That's how Chun beats
This move
Zangief,
is
right?
good for
Timer
at least
scam?
2 continuous hits against big characters.
I don't think she
Guaranteed
beats
to
him in
cause
this
a fair
game.
amount of
I
damage.
think it's a terrible
After you
matchup.
knock your opponent down, get as close as you can and hit the low forward kick button. It is important that
go.
you do
Stand
this kick
fierce.
at the exact moment that your opponent
Stand
gets
Fierce
up.
cancel into
If
legs.
the kick connects,
They didn't
finish
have
your
meaty.
foe with a high fierce
Yeah.
punch.
Oh, that was a good mix-up. What? That combo? It must have.
How was that a
I
how was
don't know.
that a far stand fierce?
Here we
Great
go,
game,
the
Tomo.
GOAT. We can't
Thanks.
talk anymore.
You're getting better. Thanks. That's because along with all these great strategies, Tomo's taught me a method called the TDR.
Like this kid was Mao's age, man. Or
Timing,
Mao was like around this
distance,
guy's
and
age.
reactions. You need to pay attention to timing. By that I mean the timing of your attacks and counters.
You should have
You need
OG
to know
Ken
your
watch this.
distances.
You could fight
know what moves will counterattack from a
keep the
given
score a
distance.
bit closer against
Once you got
our
the
boy
timing
DJ.
and
Well,
distance
DJ was just
down,
on fire.
You can concentrate on the R.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just
they're gonna need a part
You need to
3. They
develop
need a part 3.
reflexes so that you can react to what your opponent
He was
does
playing on that
automatically.
Korean level.
So in other words, you have to practice to the point where the moves and combinations are second nature. So you can go beyond the technique and study the psychology of your opponent.
Right, right. Then you can psych your opponents out with stuff you know they won't be expecting. You know, the same thing I'm always doing to you.
I'm starting to hate this guy.
Don't worry.
This
tape
looked
is
like it
going
was
to give
fun
you
to
tons
make,
of
man.
psych
Looked like a little school
I'm starting to
project,
like
you
this
know?
guy.
Okay, so I am not exactly what
Oh,
you
he got
might
the
be
one-hit
calling
stun?
a speed
Okay.
demon. I am a wrestler by nature.
Oh, this
Who
song.
What you might be calling getting up close and personal. My spinning clothesline gets the results, and of course, all I need is to grab you once. Once you get a taste of my spinning
Hold on, did he
pile
say grab
driver,
your watch?
You are what
Yeah,
you
grab
might
you
be
once.
calling,
I'll grab you
kaput
once. Okay,
ski.
okay.
Or you could grab your watch so he'll know what time it is. Time to win. I don't
Jump
know.
at your opponent, and while in midair, press down on your joystick and hit
splash.
the fierce button. Immediately execute a low short kick, then simultaneously press any two
Yeah.
kick or punch buttons to start your spinning or turbo
I
spinning.
remember I was
clothesline.
browsing those old Usenet, I think it's called, or clear. I forgot the name of the old forums.
Yeah.
So it was like posts from like when the game came out, and they were calling that the hairy chest.
Oh, the Alt SF2 stuff?
Yeah,
knocking your
yeah, there you go. I
opponent
couldn't remember the
Get
name
as
of
close
it.
as
They called it
possible
hairy
and
chest.
jump, pressing your joystick
I
down
guess
and
Honda's
release
Butts
punch button
Slam
to
was
get
called
behind
the
neck.
Budafuku or something
Then
like
press
that.
2 low continuous jabs.
They got some
Immediately
wild names. I
perform a
love it.
spinning pile driver.
Yeah, any game that used the L button, like even the alpha games on PlayStation, I felt so awkward, you know, using that for as a button.
This works on big characters. Go behind the neck with the fierce punch button. while
Hold on, I'm
pressing
just
down
thinking
on the
about this.
joystick.
You think... Did they decrease Zangief's life bar so his combo would just do more damage? Does the game work that way? Like the
They did have
RNG.
the handicap setting.
Because they didn't need it. Because they didn't need to show all of this, right? Zangief getting washed. Look at that. Why you got to eat an uppercut? And then it's like, all right, now I'll do the combo.
With the fierce punch button while pressing down on the joystick. When you land, deliver a high, strong punch.
Yo, Idiocracy, what's up? Hope I see you at Genesis in a couple weeks.
In real time to show it.
I got my license to shill. You got the license to shill?
License to shill.
Bro, that's a tournament name.
You can mastermind this clever Zangief fakeout by hitting 2 punch buttons simultaneously to start the
those 2 punches on.
Your opponent knows that this makes you vulnerable from below the belt, but just before his attack, you will hit 2 kick buttons simultaneously, affecting the faster turbo spinning clothesline. This move makes you invulnerable from the belt down and dangerous.
Oh, no, yo, he teabagged. Teabagged him in the mix too. He goes, "You got, bro. I took your watch. I already know it's time. Let's see that teabag."
The Mega Man.
An essential Zangief skill is his ability to control the direction of his pile driver, so that he can keep his opponent in the corner.
Okay, well,
move the joystick
there we go.
in a 360 degree either clockwise or counterclockwise. Zangief's pile driver will jump right or left on the screen, according to the direction of your rotation.
Yo, that's crazy that they knew the spin direction stuff.
I used to think this was impossible to do, like on an NES pad, the SPD. Like, how do you do this without jumping? Like, I don't get it.
Punches and kicks. My greatest weapon is unseen, for it lies within. It is
Yo, Base got jokes.
And is the key to my transcendence. My reach advantage keeps my worldly opponents.
I feel like I've never heard this before.
Frustration often tempts them to make an unfortunate mistake. Most enlightening.
55 though. They knew the lore back then.
When a
Asian combo,
jumps at you from a close distance, wait until
probably
the last
anti-air
slide by, pressing the low short kick button and 2 low forwards.
That's an X combo.
Yeah, that's what I go for. I don't got the timing down for the 2-hit fierce button.
Repeat drill.
Dalsim can drill opponents repeatedly.
Oh, the
Try
Daluzi
drilling
tag.
2 or 3 times before simply walking up as bold as brass to a dazed or blocking opponent and throwing him.
That did no damage.
Oh, this one's fake.
You can use a quick
Can I fast forward this part?
To slide to your opponent and throw him because he's
I hate seeing it.
Slide long.
This is so fake. You can't.
No, that's real though. That's real.
Okay, I'm big, but don't let my size fool you. I'm fast.
Oh, this sounds like Cleveland from Family Guy.
Yeah.
My turn punch and dash punch will knock your
Oh god, these voices. Turn punch.
That's why I use all these fakes and attacks.
Oh, nice combo.
Strategy is the key to my success.
Nice combo.
A few rounds with me, and most of them leave saying, "I could have been a contender."
That would have been nice if those were reactions.
Oh, I like that they made the font like how his belt looked.
Jump at your opponent
like
with
the
a late fierce,
or not his
holding
belt.
back
What
on
the
the
hell am I
joystick
saying?
to
On his
charge
trunks.
up. As soon as you land, press the low jab punch button, then a high jab. Now dash by
jab.
moving
That's a
your
stand
joystick
short.
towards your
That's a
opponent
stand short,
and press
yeah.
the short button. It's good for 4 continuous hits.
Hey, that would be dope if it was Phil Lamar, man.
Gigaton punch. Gigaton punch.
Press and hold all 3 punch buttons or
Oh,
all
it's 3 for
Here's
him?
the thing too,
It's not
like
2?
showing it from the
Then
wrong
release.
range too.
The
Like
turn punch is indestructible.
there we go. That's
for
the
a split
correct
second,
range.
letting you punch your way
Talk
through
to him, Eggs.
projectiles if you wait
Right
until
there.
the last possible.
should
That's
make-
like the perfect
release.
spot right there to do it.
You should make a new Tomo tape.
Like right there, he's recovering. That's the perfect range. That's like the only range you can really do it from.
You can keep your turn
Oh, that
punch in
stands
reserve,
strong?
ready to go by holding
Yeah,
down
that's
either
another
all
really
3
good,
kick buttons or all 3 punch buttons. and
Oh, nah,
playing with the
Chun should have
remaining
thrown that
3
one, though.
buttons.
Surprisingly enough, like if you used his strong grab,
Yeah.
it
The same
outranges her
principle
by a
holds
lot.
true for an
Like
even more
she cannot
powerful
reversal
punch.
throw him.
Hold down the kick or punch buttons for 50 seconds, then release to do a final power punch.
Ooh, double final.
I remember those days in high school.
Jump, and while you're jumping, hold back on your joystick for as long as possible.
Hit
Got
with a
him.
late fierce punch, then immediately do a
Stand
dash
fierce?
by hitting the short kick button.
Oh, I
This
thought
combo
they were
is
gonna
good
finish
for
their
2
plates.
continuous hits. Here's the replay and the timing of the move in real time.
I don't know that comboed. He was kind of far. Maybe.
Cheap. Oh yeah, this is the
This
empty
cheap
headbutt.
strategy throw
I mean,
move
empty
takes
dash upper.
advantage of Balrog's quickness
Oh, they
and
had
an
those
opponent's
back
tendency
then.
to block. When an opponent blocks, jump
That's
at
kinda
him from a
intricate.
relatively close
Like-
distance and hit him with the fierce punch button. Then hit with a low jab.
Because like
Following up
at that point,
Balrog's
it's not
dash
even
by
a tick throw
immediately hitting
setup.
the
That's
short
like
kick
I'm
button
using my
and
special to.
simultaneously tapping the strong
you
or
know.
fierce punch buttons.
That's pretty
You
advanced.
should be able to distract your
It works
opponent
on
with
me.
a jab that
Not on
never
other players, but it
lands
works
while
on
you
me,
set
that's
him
for
up
sure.
for a headbutt. Notice the rhythm of the sequence in real time.
That's pretty advanced for back in the day. Yeah.
I am a quick fighter.
Yeah, this is
I
gonna be a
crawl
short
between
section, man. This guy doesn't got much going on.
Oh, let me
But
tell
my
you a little
hidden
bit about
strength
this. They
lies in
actually had a
patience and staying out
Hokuto
of my
voice
opponent's reach. When an adversary
voices part
becomes
back in the
impatient
day.
and has
This
the
is
insolence to
Hokuto talking.
attack, I counter at just the right moment with just the right
These.
like my air throw.
These.
I use my off-the-wall throw sparingly. As it
Oh
can
wait,
leave
never
me
mind. He
vulnerable.
said I used off the
My
wall
combination
sparingly.
of
This isn't
multiple
Hokuto. I lied.
continuous hits
My bad.
will cause considerable damage to my enemies.
My bad.
This works best on large characters. Get your opponent dizzy. While still holding back on the joystick to charge, press the jab button.
Okay.
Then press the joystick forward while punching the strong punch button,
Strong
creating
punch.
the roll. As soon as you finish the roll, press strong again to punch your opponent.
Nice.
When in range, jump at your opponent with a late fierce by hitting your
Ooh,
fierce punch
reaction
button the
boys,
last possible
1.
moment before contact.
2.
Immediately follow with a high or low strong and low
Bam.
strong punch.
Yo, you saw how he set up the right spacing?
Yeah.
We got the
Lure
coffee
your
emotes
opponent
out.
into attacking by moving in and out of attack range. When attacked,
Oh, that was
step
sick. That was a
closer and
shimmy.
stab.
These.
Or you may slide with the lower roundhouse.
Nah, this guy's got footsies.
When I try to do that, man, I feel like it's so. You have to watch out for that dumb jump and the
Should an
fireball in your
opponent
face.
Jump at Vega, jump at him instead, pressing the fierce
Nice.
or strong button.
Yeah, that's
and
a
at
that's
this
a really
point,
hard
throw
reaction
him
right
in
there.
midair.
That's a hyper fighting buff. Yeah, but
Then
isn't
you
the
got, like,
throw
a-
window really
kinda-
big?
This is really good. It's got a really
I
good
use these
position.
combos all the
Yeah, where
time, and I know they work.
you can
So
throw
keep
really
on
well.
practicing.
What I lack in style, I
Damn, we
make
couldn't
up
get
for
Tomo
in
on the
power
tape for a
and
bit
tenacity.
longer.
I am slow on the ground and air, but have an advantage with my longer reach.
He's like
Unlike
more
my
expensive than
opponents,
Macaulay
I can
Culkin.
throw both high and low fireballs very quickly.
You know, it's funny when I did
tiger
when I first started
uppercuts
playing.
and
This is what I
tiger knees
this is
are
what I
also very
looked
fast.
for on
But I
YouTube
must
to learn
remember
some
that
stuff.
My tiger uppercut is only
I
indestructible
couldn't find any
for a
footage
split
from
second.
Sagat. You know, there was
When you
hardly
fight
any
you
hyper
are
fighting
rock
footage on
fighting
YouTube
a
back then.
relentless stream of water. Eventually, I will wear you down. When you're fairly close to your opponent, jump with the roundhouse kick button, then follow that with a low short kick and a tiger uppercut.
That's a
Ooh.
good punish.
The replay will show
Damn.
you just how fast the tiger uppercut follows the kick.
Oh man, if you're Doll Summoner and you ever throw a fireball that close,
Yeah, you deserve to just lose the whole
you
tournament.
deserve that.
Yeah. Alright, here we go.
Jump at your opponent, waiting for the last possible instant before contact to hit the roundhouse kick button. Then, almost simultaneously, hit a low short kick and a short tiger knee move.
Tiger knee move. No, this is just a stream overlay, so.
This
When
is
you're as
the
close as you
swag
dare to
combo
come to
right
your
here.
opponent, your high forward kick will hit twice.
Yo, they knew this back
in one
then?
continuous
Nah.
move, hit the low short kick
I
button
can't believe
and
they did that
decimate
back
your
then.
foe
That's
with a
crazy.
Tiger uppercut.
55. Alright, nah, they definitely knew the lore.
That's so funny.
From a short distance, your tiger
Yo,
knee will
boat guy,
attract
man.
range
Appreciate you.
projectiles and low attacks and allow you to get close enough
Oh.
to blast it with a tiger
Riz0ne and
uppercut.
Eggsnbaconnn.
Yo, that's an 8-0. Nah, they had tech.
When playing against Balrog, keep him far away, using your low, slow tiger shot fireball.
Right there.
If he tries to turn punch through your
Yeah,
projectile,
walk up, uppercut,
Yes.
walk up, uppercut all
If he
day.
jumps over the fireballs toward you,
Low roundhouse
use
or
a
stand
low
fierce?
roundhouse kick or
Yeah.
high fierce punch. The main
Yeah.
idea is to mix up the combinations and keep him off balance.
Keep him off balance. Yes.
Walk up DPs, man.
My powers.
This should be funny. What does this character have?
But I am by no
Nothing.
No leg. No legs.
Believe me,
That's what he has.
fighting with me can be murdered.
And then they show him
I can
against
act as
Chun-Li,
quickly
like
as a fatal dose of venom, and my psycho crush
like a 9-1 matchup right here.
my enemies. My scissor kick
Oh, you got
allows me to
combos.
sail over low attacks and kick my opponents into submission. Ah, and my head stomp will allow me to dive towards the heads of my victims again for a second crushing blow.
All right, he trolls this
Yes,
character.
Life
That was
is
fire though.
good.
I don't know why I think of
As soon as you get your opponent
dude,
busy,
Sideshow
and before
Bob.
he can
Want to
get
hear
up,
this voice?
slide with
Alright,
the
here we
low
go.
roundhouse kick to get as close
The
as
classic.
possible to your opponent while you're pushing back on the joystick and charging up.
Like
Once you are up
like
close
when he
and
steps on
powered
the
up,
rake.
lash out with
D
a
bar
low
D.
jab, another low jab, then a high jab.
You know when
Then
he
press
steps on the
joystick
rake? That's
forward
the
and
sound
forward
that I
kick
hear.
button and clobber your quarry. Here's the replay.
Now, when you do this combo, do you do single bun presses or do you do double taps?
I never double tap anything.
Okay. I started double tapping everything after watching
Black
Korean
Ken?
and Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, Korean and
You can
Chinese.
control where M. Bison lands.
I don't know. I
see.
can't.
M. Bison will move left to right. or
Like I
right
don't
to
hold the
left,
joystick
depending
well,
on
and
the
I don't
direction of
press
the
buttons
joystick
well,
rotation.
so it's weird. It's like I don't know. I tried practicing double tapping, and I can't. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I've been discussing Street Fighter 2 with my Zen master,
The
Tomo.
music.
You've given us some
All right, Tomo, you're
fantastic
gonna
combos and
get in your
strategies.
meditation pose up there.
To win a Street Fighter, you've got to think like a Street Fighter. Watch this, and you'll see what I mean.
These general strategies can make the difference between winning occasionally and winning consistently.
Oh no,
so
missed the
listen
safe
up.
jump.
You have to know
First for
each
DP.
character's strengths and weaknesses, as well as your opponent's strengths and weaknesses.
I'm pretty
You
sure we
have to
could
know all your
recreate those
counter moves
scenes
to
with
any
like
character's
with some of the
attack.
stuff that we
Forget
have.
these,
I mean,
Yeah.
I got the
and you
denim.
can
I got the
forget
denim
about
shirt.
winning.
I got the denim long
Know your
sleeve.
character's prime attack distances. Each character has a distance he fights most effectively from. It depends
Footsies.
on the character and who he or she is fighting.
Yeah, see, look,
Be
Turbo
aware
just
of
said
air
it. Charles
jungles
playing his
during
P2
play.
with Tomo.
Always know who is
I
winning
knew
and
it.
by how much. If you know you have a lead, then you can expect your opponent to play more aggressively and to attack
So
more
this is
carelessly.
actual footage of
Be ready to see your opening and go
Charles
for it
and
to
Tomo
increase your
playing.
lead. Be aware of the clock.
Charles
the amount
Franco.
of time will affect your opponent's playing style and yours. Be
No
creative.
relation to James
Don't fall into recognizable
Goddard
patterns
or
of
Franco.
moves. Mix things up to
Yeah,
confuse your
Jazzy.
opponent and to make it harder for him to predict your next attack. If you can surprise yourself, chances are good that you can surprise your opponent too.
Nah, I gotta pause
Remember
real
that
quick
throws
because
are-
I was just talking to Ricky. Like we played a long 2x set. It was like me, Ultra Combo, Vodka, Ricky, Shine, and now Nate. And that's something I actually mentioned, like almost word for word. Because Ricky was like, yo, I don't know. Like when I fight the European Bipson players, like I know what they're gonna do. I don't know what you're gonna do. I can't figure it out. It's like that's the point. Like if I know what I'm gonna do, then I'm not playing correctly. At least with that character in particular. So if you surprise yourself, you'll surprise your opponent. That's why, like, also it's kind of YOLO when you play
They're an
Bipson.
important part of the
2x.
game.
You're just kind of
Keep
doing
grabs
stuff.
as part of
So
your offensive arsenal.
that's the point. You don't want to be
Remember,
obvious.
there are no
I feel like that's how
rules.
you're.
Anything goes.
You can be the most successful. But yeah, it
Practice
applies
is
in Street
all
Fighter in
important,
general.
But
So
only if you practice to improve. Don't be satisfied with mediocrity. Learn from your mistakes and constantly strive to keep from repeating them. Once a game is started,
Nice.
try and
Facts,
conservatively
facts.
establish a small lead at the beginning of the round. This will usually make your opponent more aggressive and careless. If you aren't able to establish a lead, then look for opportunities to get into your prime attack
that's a
distance.
footsie right there. That was sick.
And
Uh oh.
finally, keep the pressure
Nah.
on by never letting up on your offense, even if you're winning.
Ooh. Nah,
Oh,
you
that was
wanna-
a good job, DP. Yo, let's go, Ken. I believe in Ken. It's like me versus. Oh no, never mind. That wasn't me.
Follow me.
These
Found
shots,
where
like the
they've
black
hidden
and
the latest
white,
top
and then they
secret
bring back the
Street Fighter
color.
development. It should be right around here.
What? What's this game?
Oh,
Coming soon to an arcade near you. Street Fighter 2 just
secret
got hotter
goat
with
right here.
Capcom's all-new Super Street Fighter 2. The rumors are true. And entering the tournament for the first time ever are 4 outrageous, never-before-seen
Outrageous.
Thunderhawk, over 7 feet.
The sound is a little bit funky on this,
with a fighting
but it could just be how they captured it.
No, I think in general, like, new challenges sound is like really funky.
It is. It's like more bass.
The would-be martial arts action film star with the lethal kung fu fighting style.
Nice combo.
DJ, the musician turned warrior with a fighting style as fresh and flashy as the man himself.
DJ, but let's show him losing. What?
Enter the Super Street Fighter 2 arena and
Oh, he's
take the
dead.
Street Fighter experience to a whole new level of gameplay. If you've beaten the rest, get set to take on the best. Watch for Super Street Fighter 2.
That was some good shill power right there for sure.
Was this tape released before it came out on Super NES and Genesis?
Yeah, it must have been. Because that came out in 93, what, June 93, I think?
Ah, okay.
Here. So, yeah, here's the Goldie and Castros. They're the producers. Christopher M. Mole. Let's see who else on camera. Danny Sussman. Hella sus.
Ah, Charles and... There goes Charles and Tomo.
Yeah, that was already 40-something minutes, huh? Yo, Rebirth. Good looking out, my guy.
Some find my
Loving that logo, man.
LOOOKSTURBEENING.
He spelled it out. Yo, you think we can still mail them stuff? All right, let's see.
Redondo Beach. Right down the street from Don's.
Dom got the connect. Yo, shout out to Turbo. Look at this, bro. This is Turbo right here. He stitched this in. Classic art.
Look at that postcard. Please add me to your mailing list.
Cool. That was fun. Alright, let's talk some CSL.
Hey.
Let's talk some CSL. That was a
yeah,
good...
let's talk some CSL for sure.
Yeah, that was tight. So, yeah. This was your first, like, full-on tournament experience, right? Like, as an organizer, we had 4 setups. You know, Don held it down and, you know, let us chill and rock it out. And it was pretty fun. Like, I don't know. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, like I had an idea of how I wanted it to go down, but I couldn't really get it down, you know, as far as how things were going to be set up. Originally, like, you know, I've been there before for some tournaments, like the Super Turbo ones. I think I was there for the Spring Series qualifier.
Yeah, that's where we met.
That's where we met, yeah. And I saw that they had like a table like close to the entrance of the garage, and they had moved some cabinets around and whatnot. So I was like thinking, okay, like that's probably how it's gonna go. You know, we'll move some stuff around, have a table here for the super guns. But you know, the rain kind of stopped from doing that, and we had to kind of work in a really tight space. Eventually, we did make it work with the help of Don and kind of thinking like, okay, we're gonna have this here and that there. So yeah, that was a real learning experience. You know, seeing how that played out. But luckily, you know, we were able to, you know, solve all these problems on the fly, and it didn't take too long, you know. Also, just seeing the dynamics, you know, between players and myself, you know, being my first time being a TO, and yeah, just navigating the whole thing. Definitely, it's not like I didn't do it on my own. But we had a lot of great help from, you know, some of the players, the streaming team. You know, Vodka really, you know, helped me get things going. He also, you know, kept me on my toes by letting me know, like, hey, we gotta get things moving.
He was on it. He actually was able to get a little bit of rest. So he woke up. So I gotta give a huge shout out to Vodka. Dude's a machine. He woke up at like 3 a.m. that morning. Big Apple Boys. He had some family man duties to take care of, and then so I went over to his place. I was like, yo, we ready to go? And he's not a coffee drinker, but he made some coffee. So we had coffee. I had 2 slices of bread. He's like, you want a bagel? They're not really. you want bread? I was like, I'm down. So I had multi-grain bread, 2 slices, and black coffee, and then we were on our way, essentially. But yeah, man, vodka is really like the unsung hero of a lot of the stuff that we do, because he learned all this in the pandemic. Like, I can do online streaming. When it comes to offline streaming, I can get a bit lost in all the technical stuff, but you know, he invested a lot of time in learning it, and you can tell. So if you watch one of the CAX tournaments that we did, the first Hyper Fighting CAX tournament where my back was hurting and I had to DQ myself in grand finals, by the way. So sorry, too much random lore, but look at that video, which is on Vodka's channel, and then look at the stuff that we're doing now. It's like completely different. So yeah, big ups to him, because that's all him. Also, Eggs, on the stream right now, I'm gonna load up this photo gallery, so if you want to just peep from the stream, and we can talk about these while we're telling some of the CSL stories. And if you guys in the chat have like random questions that you want to ask while we got Eggs on, like, definitely feel free. So first picture we have, I don't even know when this was taken. This must have been when
this was before the interview.
Oh, right.
No, it was post interview, actually. Okay. Yeah, because he has the 82 jacket. I remember he was talking on stream, and towards the end of the interview, I walked over and I handed him the sweater that was donated by Scott from 82.
Shout out to 82
for the top 2 winners. So yeah, that's a young Mal right there. You know, he's looking a little. I'm looking at the picture. He doesn't look like, you know, he looks a little bummed out. Doesn't look too excited, but I'm pretty sure he still had a good time, you know. And it looks like you're almost photobombing the picture.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize I was in it until like just now, really.
Yeah, these are from Noxu, or from Noxu Cow.
Okay.
Yeah, he always does a good job of snapping pictures. Yeah, he takes the time to capture these moments. I usually do as well. I have a lot of pictures from a lot of the events I've been to, you know, when I first started playing. But that day I didn't have time literally for anything.
Such as I mean, even like Vodka and I, we had a bunch of plans. Oh, we're going to do interviews here. We're going to do a bunch of B-roll, and literally got nothing done. So it's like that. And I think like it really takes more people to... If you want to do cool things, like the tournament itself is cool, but when you want like that extra stuff, that, you know, the strawberry on top type deal, you need additional support. So out here in NorCal now, when we do some of our events, we have Guibert, who like helps running brackets, and like he does the score updating as well. Like he knows how all that stuff works. Obviously at Evo, we had Turbo, Azroid, we had more people, you know, helping with brackets. So it's really important that like everyone understands their responsibilities, right? Like you get your like, this is what I'm in charge of. So I think you probably took on a lot. Like, all of us are still taking on a lot because there's so many moving pieces. But you know, commentary, I enjoy it. But yeah, I wish I could do more like the documentary type bits, like the lore stuff. Anyhow, all right, next photo.
Yeah, we needed one more person for that. All right, there we go. You know, all DJ right. Celebrating, you know, his victory.
Yeah,
got his trophy
here.
Up.
Yeah, pictured here. We have 2 things. We got the, you know, DJ with the trophy, but the real trophy is that Dr. Pepper bottle right there. That's, I mean, that was everything. Nah, but shout out to DJ. This was we were doing his interview, and yeah, if you guys tune in to the tournament, and you know, obviously now you know he won, definitely check out the interview, because he talks about like what his next goals are. Like, this isn't the end for him, and you know, the way that he described it was funny. He's like, do you know Ryu's ending in Street Fighter? I'm like, bro, what?
Come on.
He's like, yeah, like, I just need to find the next battle now. So I thought that was cool. He's a humble champion, and for the record, like, he didn't say, oh, you know, I'm the best now. Like, I said it, you know, and because he played like a champion. Like, to me,
he did.
You know, very good sportsmanship. It's hard to play an FT10 and then jump in a tournament when there's a good chance you might have to fight that guy. And he didn't argue with it. He didn't argue around the rules and stipulations, which I think are in some of these photos. Like, he just said, like, I want to play because I want to be the best, and that's his attitude. You know, I guess maybe in everything, but yeah, he's probably playing the game now. He's not even watching the stream. He's just gaming. But yeah, shout out to
He also had a cool thing that he was doing. He's like, "Oh, I don't care. Whoever has a preference, they can have it. I don't care." He was just like, "I'm not gonna fight for first or second player," which is it's cool to see that. I mean, I don't have no problem if somebody's trying to get an advantage. You know, I mean, that's part of it. But it's also cool to see this, like from my perspective, right?
Yeah,
that's something I definitely admire because I myself kind of do the same thing. So I definitely relate to that. Like, I don't care which side. I do have a weaker side compared to the other, but I still don't care.
Yeah. All right, then up here we have the other side. So we were kind of just looking at the inside of the garage, and now we have a view of the outside. Shout outs to two people in particular. It was Eric Turbo and Windy Man, who signed up for our 28-player Corner Store Legends Legacy bracket. But they really came for CVS too. You know, they just wanted to hang out, and I was able to get some games with Eric. Vodka got some games with Windy, so we made it work. But yeah, big ups to them to supporting, just coming through and chilling. So you can see the canopy here, and you can see a little bit of like the food and drink. You can see a little bit of the big blue, but yeah, Don, man. Anything you want to add on this photo?
No, you can capture a little bit of how like the night was. Basically, you know, we're basically trying to stay dry, you know. And
yeah.
I think the most impressive thing is like, I guess like the mood and the vibe was never like a negative one, despite of the elements, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody was
chill.
Everybody was chilling, you know. Like everybody I talked to, I made sure to like go around and see how people were doing, and I did not hear anything like one negative thing.
Here we got our top 8. No, I'm just kidding. But is it 8 people? It is 8 people, but not the top 8.
I know everybody like that's present in this photo. At least in the front, you know, we got DJ Paduti. I think his name is Rendog. In the very back, kind of like in the back, that's Carlos. He's a 82 OG. Really fun guy. You know, he's not a really serious competitor, but dude's always down to play. And the fact that he made it out here, man, that was so dope. I got to meet Eric Turbo. That was my first time meeting him there. I seen him on stream. You know, I seen the name on stream and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was my first time meeting him. We have a funny thing. We have Shaft right there, or Dustin. He's one of the guys that kind of made this whole thing happen. Like after Reloaded, he asked me like, "Hey, what's going on with the event? Is there any more events coming up?" I was like, "You know what, man? Nobody's running these things." So I think that's like the very last one, big one for HF, at least like the way that one was in size. So we got to talking some more, and I was like, "You know what? I think we can throw another one. Let me see what I can do. Let me talk to some people, and I'll get back to you." And yeah, that's how this whole event happened. Just me and him talking. We have Noxuka, another MVP. You know, big one-up player. He's the one who kind of brought a lot of new life into HF. You know, he actually was the person kind of responsible for getting DJ Ilk to play hyper fighting, because back then DJ was just a CE player, like, you know, and he was like, "Hey, you should try this game, and you should, when you play this game, these are the people you have to beat." So he gave him a list of people. And, yeah. And then we got another MVP down there with the hoodie on. That's Wusa right there. That's James. He's another organizer, pretty much responsible for several tournaments down here in LA, including the past one at 82.
And the qualifier. Yeah.
He's the one who flew out DJ Oak, and you know, paid also for his room and board, all that stuff. So he's another, you know, big fan of the game and does a lot for the community.
Yeah, big ups to all the homies out here. Definitely, a couple of them have their own emotes too. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, slowly but surely we're building emotes for everybody.
All right, this I think is I think I know what's happening here. So James, Shannon, and I were in the back. We're just like, what's going on? When are we gonna start this? So you told me the story on that.
All right, so this one was interesting because OG Ken had like some what's the correct word for this? He had some requirements, I want to say, or he wanted some stuff, you know, in order to do and agree to do the first to 10. And we made sure to accommodate all of that, right? Because, like, I mean, at the end of the day, he doesn't have to play, you know, if he doesn't feel like it. But he did, you know. It did come at the cost of not being able to directly stream it, you know, for the viewers. which is, in my opinion, disappointing because like a big thing is like we want everybody to see that, even if they're not there in the rain with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right here, we're trying to figure out, you know, like what are the last minute, you know, rules. And so I guess they wanted to do a side switch. Whoever got to first to 5, so the halfway point. And DJ was like, okay, I'm down with that. Let's do one. But Ken wanted up to 2 switches. So let's say like DJ got to 5, they switch. And if Ken got to 5, they could potentially switch again if they want to.
You know what's interesting? That rule, they actually do that in a few games when it comes to exhibitions.
Okay.
It's going to be Alpha 3 and CVS 2 because those games actually have like advantage P1 and P2, like where you can do side switch stuff and things of that nature. So, and then with Alpha 3, it's the way that the crouch cancel infinites work. So if you're doing like an FT10, once one of the players gets to 5 first, they actually swap sides. So that way, it's, you know, it doesn't matter where you start. Everyone has a fair chance, really, of being able to switch. Because the winner of the set will eventually get to 5 anyway, so you guys are guaranteed to switch. But yeah, this set took a while to start. We were on Bipson stage, and like, so first we had to wait for that. We had to wait to get to Bipson stage.
Yeah.
And then while all of this was happening, we lost Bipson stage because he beat Ryu, and then we had to start all over again. And you got DJ doing short. I'm like, bro, just throw him. Do Stand Fierce DP. Do any other combo.
Yeah, the thing was, I think he was trying to get the timing down. He did not have any, he didn't get any time to sit down and, you know, get a feel for the super gun. And Ken was smart. He sat down early and he started pressing buttons, you know, getting even more time to adjust, you know, and get a feel for the board.
Yeah, that must have backfired on OG Ken then, because DJ just got
it just speaks like, you know, like this guy. I mean, this guy's grinding this game out, you know, every day. Like I play him, like when I have time, I play him, and we play for a very long time. So he's able to master, like, you know, and I saw him, you know, evolve from doing low short to jump roundhouse, seeing that it doesn't stun, and then finally adding the Tatsu at the end of the jump roundhouse.
Yeah.
You know, I saw the evolution of that. And this guy's just grinding the game out, you know, it has been for a while now.
Now before
it just speaks volume to, like, you know, it didn't matter at the end of the day. Like, even with all the conditions that, you know, that were present, like, he still, you know, did his thing.
Now, before I jump to the next photo, like, for those that didn't see the exhibition, and you don't want spoilers, cover your ears. If you want some ice in your sody, but yeah, cover your ears. The score was 10-2. You can uncover your ears now in favor of DJ. But yeah, what did you think of the end of the set? Like, was it what you expected?
I did have expectations for DJ to win, only because of how often he plays, you know?
Yeah.
I think Ken plays, but he's I want to say he's limited to, like, the local offline competition. And DJ is, like, literally putting in the hours, like, multiple days of the week. So I expected DJ to win. At the degree that he won, I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be at least somewhat competitive.
Yeah.
But I guess it wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
I did want it to be more competitive for sure, but back then I used to say, like, you know, back in the summer of 2023, I used to say, like, oh yeah, I think like, you know, DJ, like, I want to say Mike, OG Ken, John Choi, like I would say these guys, like, are on the same level, you know, because I've seen all these guys play, and I've got to play against all of them, and then DJ entered the picture, and he got adjusted to the game, and I added him to that list of, you know, Shotos. And well, right now, as you know, currently today, like, DJ is, you know, and that's just from I'm saying this from results right now and active players, you know, because like not everybody's active, and if you're not active, you know, let's get active, you know, and let's do this.
Otherwise there's a separate list, like who's the strongest, you know, inactive player. But anyway,
right,
what do we got here? All right, so this is the actual exhibition, and so they were playing on a super gun, All right, guys. So the lore is, the USB connectors were on the cabs. They were set up. We were running late. We didn't get to do the Tomo tape watch party, and you know, they wanted it set up. Well, OG Ken specifically wanted it set up on the CRT, and you know, as you can imagine, DJ's like, whatever, I'll play on anything. I don't care. So we actually recorded this with the webcam that you can see behind the monitor that's next to James Chen. We just pointed the webcam at the stream at the screen rather. So it wasn't the cleanest capture, and it's because it didn't make sense to take apart the setup on the cab and do it for this FT10 and bring it back. It was just too many moving pieces, and you know, I know it hurt the viewers' perspective a little bit, but we do have you see Eggs there filming with his camera, and he's already uploaded it to the tube. I'm gonna try to stitch together the commentary audio with the YouTube video, so at least there's a better viewing experience for people. It's probably gonna take a little bit of time before we get there.
Yeah, that's the goal for sure.
Yeah,
just to get a better experience, because I mean, it's just my shaky hand cam, and then I noticed I was watching it through the screen. I'm like, wait a minute, like I'm right here. Let me look at the damn TV screen.
Oh yeah, I do that all.
And then I was like, okay, so that when I started doing that, I started like, you know, being a little bit less, you know, stable. You know, at least the video was less stable, so I move around a little bit, but you know, it's all there. It's 30 minutes long, and was able to capture everything.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
So hopefully we have something better to you know, put out there as far as like, you know, documenting this whole first to 10.
Yeah, shout out to Chun Li. I didn't even notice that there was a phone up there. It's like one of those kids' Scholastic games where you're supposed to find, like, you know, the missing items. What else we got? Where's the missing apple? It's hidden somewhere. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I saw him set it up. He had his little phone holder, and he put it up there. Oh, this is funny. So that's Shaft and his sister who came through. He brought his sister to, you know, just check out California and stuff. And then we have DJ Oak in his 82 jacket that he won, I think, for placing third place at 82.
I think fourth, because AOD I thought got third, right?
That's right. Well, I think he might have just bought it, or I'm not sure if it was like a top 5 or top 4, or how the merch worked. And then we have another local legend right here. This guy's name's Matt. He goes by the name Mr. Spacely, and this guy's a big 82 fan. He also builds Moss replica sticks. Awusa James had his stick there, and I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, but it's basically a Moss replica. He has like a Mr. Spacely here has like I guess an old Moss stick that he uses to, you know, to get the dimensions and everything, and he builds them.
That's dope.
And he also has he used to collect the big blue cabinets, and he would restore them, but he's since, like, you know, sold like whatever he's accumulated and whatnot. And well, in this picture, like, we're just kind of like, I was messing around with DJO because he was like, let me try this Korean lever out. Let me get a feel for it. Because when I tried it, I reloaded 82. I was like, dude, like this is like a circle.
Stiff.
Like,
yeah, it's a
stiff circle.
Yeah,
like there's no corners here. Like it's like Americans thing, man. I was like, what are you talking about, bro? Like this is something different. Like, how did you? I was messing
bro,
with him.
He's hacking. He's cutting corners.
I was like, how did you lose at 82, man? This is the same thing, but like I was just messing with them. But yeah, it has a stronger lever. It has like a stronger spring or something that resets it forces the stick to reset to neutral.
Yeah.
And so he's just giving it a test, and he's like, all right, man, I think I'm gonna try it out.
It's like
the good thing is that all that stuff is really cheap in his stick. Apparently, that particular stick is expensive. That's the Black Ken endorsed stick right there,
dude. It's like he needs to be the best, so he researched like the best setup and kind of emulated what his hero's doing, right? Like Black Ken from Korea is top champion edition player, and you know,
yeah, that's so funny. I looked up the stick and I saw the website, the Korean website for it, and they have like Black Ken right there endorsing it. I thought it was so funny. I was like, whoa, this guy's
you gotta send me a
champion edition. Yeah, champion edition player. Like he's endorsing this thing. Like that's nuts.
You gotta send me a link to that. That's dope.
Yeah, that whole the CE scene out there is so nutty, man. But anyways, All right, so yeah, this is the top 3 picture, and this one was funny because you saw the first picture that we had up with like, you know, I was in it, you were in it as well.
Yeah.
But I was like, hold on a minute. If this is gonna be top 3, like we can't have Darkstalkers or Vampire Savior like in the picture. Like you guys stand by these cabs so we can get, you know, hyper fighting in the photo. And I think it's a great photo, man. Like Ken lost, but look, he's being a good sport. Like he's in good spirits, you know. Even when he lost to Mao, he wasn't like, he didn't look mad or disappointed or anything. Like he was all smiles, you know, shaking hands. You have Mao, dude. Mao shocked all of us, you know, and he actually
MVP easily, right?
MVP,
like,
yeah, he shocked everybody, and he made the event what it was at the end. Because like the stuff that he pulled off was just so incredible. Like, yeah, I'm speechless, right? And yeah, we have DJ right there holding the trophy.
Yeah, good stuff. I was gonna say on the trophy. I think it's like such a cool keepsake for a game that's now in, you know, 32, like looking to get into mid 30s, and then shortly after that, midlife crisis. No, but I'm just saying, like, you know, to have a trophy for a game that's this old, and you know, art came out nice, and it's like it's a good takeaway. It's not like, yeah, I entered a tournament and that was that. So there's really like something on the line, and you know, DJ was definitely happy to get it. Also, side note, we played on the Japanese boards, so that's why you see Turbo back there, the Street Fighter 2 Turbo logo, and I just like that that's the screen that we were on when we took this photo. It really like just captures like everything, you know, surrounding the game, and yeah, good photo. Knock, good job indeed.
Yeah, I was thinking like the only thing that was triggered by like the Japanese names for the Grandmasters.
Yeah.
Besides that, like the aesthetic of this title screen is so much better.
Yeah, and then when it does the turbo, when the you know, TURBO in really big letters, and it like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The funny thing about the name of this game, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I remember a while back, like in the On Recruit, somebody was promoting a hyper fighting tournament.
Yeah. Like
an online one, mini one, and he called it Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and then like some of the ST like fans were like, "Why are you calling it 2 Turbo? That's just confusing, man. Like, it's called hyper fighting. Everybody knows it as hyper fighting. Don't call it 2 Turbo because like you're gonna confuse people."
I mean, I'm still confused. It's true. Yeah, I'm still confused. I don't even know the name of the game. I don't even know the name of the game. All right, what else we got? So what's happening here? What part of the bracket were we at? I see Yoshi Vodka. Shout out to Vodka again. The little Yoshi hat there.
Yeah, I like this picture. Like the thing that stood out to me was Vodka. Like his the way his face looks. You know, looking back, and something got his attention, right? But yeah, you got OG Ken over there. He's looking a little serious right there. I see Carlos on the super gun setup, and that's the guy holding a stick. That's actually James's stick right there. That's the one that Mr. Spacely built for James right there. Right. That's the American stick. Shout outs to James, because he did have that stick out there for everybody who plays on American sticks. So he was like loaning it out in case anybody needed it. So that's a big thing, right, in this game, because we do have a local scene that plays only on cabinet. And so that means that they're mostly used to, you know, American sticks. And that's one of the challenges that we have sometimes, you know, that's that, you know, the choice of sticks. And ideally, like the way I see it, I want everybody to play at their best, you know? I don't want nobody to be nerfed. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't feel good beating my opponent knowing that they can't play, you know, on a certain setup or a certain stick. I would feel cheated. I cheated myself there, right? Like I beat you, but like, no, like you weren't at your best, and so it doesn't really count, you know. So that's the whole idea of like being able to plug in our sticks and being able to use whatever lever we're accustomed to, right? But yeah, in a nutshell, that's what's going on in this picture, and you can see I guess more of the stream setup that we had going on. Like we had these
on
two
our desk, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what these cabinets are called. I know Don has his PlayStation 4 set up in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see that we, you know, was used as a desk basically for the stream setup, and it worked out, you know, right? I mean, that was really great. We could also see like the limited amount of space that we had for this event.
It was jam-packed in there. Like, you couldn't move. But, you know, it just means it was a hype event. Actually, I was going to say that, like, just one thing from a TO point of view. I've been to a lot of tournaments lately, and it's honestly really tough to make everyone happy, right? Like,
very,
you know, so I feel like when it comes to like setups, it's important to be transparent about what the ruling is, but depending on the type of event it is. Fortunately, like, this is, you know, at someone's garage. It's the only game that's happening, so we have like a lot more available time. But let's say we're at like a major, or, you know, a couple weeks from now we're going to be running 2X and CVS2 at Genesis. You know, we're going to have a limited number of setups, or more importantly, we're going to have a limited number of time, and if we need to keep the bracket moving. So it's really important that, like, if you're going to enter a tournament, like, read the rules and come in with the expectation, because, you know, obviously for me, the priority is always going to be the people that are at the event, because they're investing their time to come there, and they're going to be your spokesperson. So if they had an amazing time at the event, they're going to tell more people, and then next time around, you'll have more people coming to the event. So for me, it's always like the people that are there, you know, whether they're competing, spectating, you need to make sure that you're putting on a good show and telling a good story. And then after that, you know, it's going to be the stream viewers. Like, I want to make sure that, you know, everything looks good, everything sounds good. Hopefully the internet's not dying like it died earlier in the middle of this stream. But yeah, like, the priority is always going to be the players, because they're the ones that took the time to come in. So if we can't do a stream because of internet issues, like, the stream is no longer a priority, like, because the first priority is the players. But again, like, with the logistics, you have to understand that you can't, like, it may not be feasible. So we had 4 setups here, but we only had 1 setup that had the USB connectors, and, you know, like, we go to a lot of tournaments where it's like, sorry, I need you to play on the Dreamcast version right now. The Naomi version's being used, you know, for CVS2. They have slightly different speeds that game, but we got to keep the bracket moving. But once we get to top 8, like, everything will be on the same setup. And so, you know, it's just something to keep in mind. If we're able to prepare in advance all of the encoders, and yeah, we avoid that issue altogether. But you know, I think you definitely took what you had and made the most of it, and as a result, people were happy with, you know, with that. But of course, like, it made the tournament just a bit longer. So by the time the tournament was done, everyone just pieced out, and then I was just
that
like,
was
all
the
right.
cost of it.
Yeah, so we kind of lost, like, the after party piece, where, you know, maybe we could have done a DJ versus Eggs FT5, or, you know, something like that. But you know, I'm just throwing ideas out there. But yeah, I think for the next events, just, you know, if we're able to get more setups, then, or more of those USB setups, then that'll solve the issue. Because what I learned this past weekend is, I think the HF community, offline community, is very particular about, like, setups, and I haven't experienced that with like 2X. So normally it's just like, yeah, I'll just play on a cab, I'm good. And if you have a super gun setup, like, everyone's okay to play on either or. So I never actually experienced it like this, but I understand. Like, it's this game has had so many different eras, where at one point, like, the main setup was a big blue, and then after that it was like, yeah, it's arcade 1-up, and then it's like, oh, there's cabs, and then it's a million different fight sticks. You have Moss sticks, Japanese fight sticks, Korean. Like, it's so hard to make everyone happy unless you have unlimited resources. Sorry, last bit, I'm super chatty on this topic, but so you see here, there's 4 cabs along the wall. So those were, like, essentially 2 head-to-heads. If you have a match happening and the other 2 cabs are free, it's hard in between sets to get 2 more people in, because you don't want to distract the players who are already in their match. So that kind of slowed us down a little bit too, but we didn't have a lot of time to move things around at that point. But anyway, that's just what I see in this photo, so I wanted to share that. I could say a lot more about, like other scenes, and how the fight sticks look, and what the standard is, but ultimately, with the limitations, like, everyone was still happy, and that's the most important takeaway. If we had to do
that was the cost. Yeah, that was the cost of it.
if we did this tournament again in a couple of months with the same setup, you would expect more people to come because everyone had a good time and they're gonna make the effort to come again, and then they're also going to, you know, tell their friends like, oh, do this, you know, 10-hour road trip from, you know, Iowa.
Now I'm seeing a couple of comments here. Let me start off with the first one. Did Don share his LAN or Wi-Fi? He did. And to Chan Lee, like, yeah, we would, but that we would love to have it set up the day before, but that wasn't a possibility due to the logistics and stuff getting here on time. Not on time. It's just the way things played out with some of the hardware that we were going to use. It was going to be there the day of. It's just how it worked for traveling for some people. And then there's one I saw, X86 standardization. We've been trying with this game for a while now for that to happen, but there's just it's so split. The main scene, or not the main scene, but 82 was like, you know, it's credited as kind of getting this game, you know, the revival that it has.
Yeah,
I mean, it's what got me into it. When I first got into playing Street Fighter, I jumped on Fightcade. I jumped on Super Turbo thinking it was hyper fighting, and I was like, "What's this? This looks so different."
And you were
like,
so disappointed. Yeah, understandable.
I was like, Supers. I was like, "What is this?" But I played it because that's where opponents were at, right? But then I went to 82. I was, you know, kind of just having an adventure day, and I ended up at 82, and I saw the cabinet. I thinking it was Champion Edition, right? Because like it's the big blue, and I see the logo on it.
Did you see the goat too? It is the GOAT game. Yeah, sorry, go on.
So I thought it was C, but they told me no, that was hyper fighting. I was like, it's hyper fighting, okay. So I started playing hyper fighting after that, you know, like I never looked back. So that's what, you know, that place got me into hyper fighting. And but the big blue is the standard there with American sticks.
Yeah. That's what they play on there. Yeah, agreed.
So. And then I've, you know, over the years, you know, I've always said that, oh, those controllers suck, this and that. I'm just kind of like, you know, flinging shit basically. Like it's not serious, you know. I'm just throwing it out there. Like I don't mind preferences or anything like that, right? But I'm just shit posting at this point. But like I know I prefer, you know, Japanese sticks, so I would be fine totally playing like on the sticks of the cabinet. You know, I wouldn't have to plug my stick in. You know, I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
Just because it's Japanese sticks, right? So standardization with this game is very difficult. Now, the way I see it is that, I mean, we're in 2024 now, right? And we have like all the hardware to make, you know, these accommodations a possibility. So that's what I'm kind of striving to do, you know, like, you know, with this offline thing, like I'm trying to accommodate it. So, you know, everybody's accommodated basically. Like, oh, if you're a new kid and you got a pad, like you can plug in your pad in here. You know, we have several ST players who play on pads. You know,
that's why big ups to Mal for playing on in the top 3, the only one to just use the cab. I thought that was hype.
Oh yeah, so I found out that the arcade 1-ups, they use Sanwa, so they're used to square gates. So he had no problem playing with that because that's what he's used to, right? It's cool because, like, I mean, he got to play at his full strength. You know, I feel his previous tournament at Reloaded, he had to play on a big blue, and he's not used to that. So we didn't get to see the 16-year-old kid play at his full potential. You know, so that's unfortunate right there. And that's what I wanted. I want to see this kid play at his best. And
yeah,
dude, he gave us quite a show, right? But yeah, as far as standardization goes, like it's very, very hard with this game.
Why'd you add this photo in my gallery, bro?
Because I thought it'd be just funny. Like, you know, I gave it a funny title, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna get a kick out of that seeing this.
So this photo, so Egg sent me this photo gallery, I guess, and this photo is titled "When Riz Sees CE." Yeah, that was
Yeah, I love this picture. Like I thought it was so funny, and I'm trying to get it into a sticker and emote for the Hyper Fighting Discord.
I could probably Photoshop it. But yeah, I'll play this in the background so you guys have stuff to look at as we start wrapping up the stream. But nah, this was I had a fun time just all around. Hanging out with Ultra Combo and Vodka was super chill. And yeah, that right, Turbo. No, WWE fake. So we already finished the tournament. We watched the Tomo tape. Tomo right here. Oh, I'm just replaying it here just so you guys can see what we saw. And I mean, I think we're about to be wrapped up with just talking about CSL Legacy. Some upcoming events, like in a couple of weeks, gonna be doing actually next week, gonna be doing some Third Strike online Third Strike tournament for the Jazzy qualifier, Jazzy online ranking tournament. They actually had a Jazzy qualifier the same day, so it's cool. There was two big retro scenes having big tournaments at the same time. You know, one being us with Hyper Fighting, and then at Barcode they ran Third Strike, and it was Amir who won. B-Tran got second. He popped in after back at Don's, and we got to play a couple games of Third Strike. So that was cool. And what else? Oh, Genesis. So Genesis, we're gonna be running 2X and Capcom versus SNK 2. But what do you think? Like, we hit the goal to do a run back in 2025. So Corner Store Legends Legacy will be back. You can definitely predict that DJ will defend his title. I wrote on paper, yo, he's the best in the country. That's it. Done.
Yeah, those are
right?
That's the opinion. We have several opinions. You know that that's the opinion.
Not
everybody agrees, but you know, if nobody agrees, like, hey, either you know, come and challenge him, come to the tournament, you know, dethrone him, you know, prove his believers wrong. You know, that's where that goes if you don't agree with it.
Yeah, and that's a point. Like, anytime there's a big event, there's a big conversation that happens after. People just start getting so engaged, like, I want to try my luck against them, or this is what I think, or man, that matchup is a lot different than I thought. And I think that's the cool thing about these tournaments. It's about like what happens afterwards, and it doesn't just end when the tournament ends sometimes, but we should always take it with a positive approach and, you know, invest that energy into the next event. So 2025 CSL Legacy will happen again, maybe at Don's. Don was very happy with us. I asked him if he had any feedback, and he didn't. So if you don't get bad feedback, it means it was a good experience. But he was definitely happy that we were able to, you know, run some good games.
Yeah, big shout out to Don, man. Big shout out to Don, because like, I asked him, I went over, you know, I waited to go to his garage when he reopened, and I was like, and I've been itching to do this. I've been talking about running I think it was during the spring series qualifier. I was like talking to some of the 82 heads. I was like, hey man, it would be dope if we run a hyper fighting tournament here, man. And which was kind of controversial, because like, you know, it's all Japanese sticks there, right? But I was like, I went to Don and I asked him, he was like, yeah man, it'll be my first tournament since like opening back up, and you guys can do whatever you want. I was like, wow.
So that was the return of Don's as well. So there's just a lot of random lore that just happened at this spot. At least from an offline US perspective, like, we're definitely going to do another hyper fighting tournament in NorCal. So to all my SoCal peeps that might be in the chat, we are going to run near the end of the summer hyper fighting tournament at California Extreme. It's a pinball arcade expo, so collectors come in and bring their equipment. It's all on cabs, but we can have the same setup essentially as we did at Don's, and a lot of casual people sign up because everyone remembers, you know, hyper fighting. They're like, oh, I remember I played this game. So the VOD for the last one that we did a couple months back, it's up on YouTube on Super Lore Boys channel if you want to check it out. But I'm hoping you come out to it. Hoping people come out to it. I think it might be a good, like, mid-season CSL. You know, it's just right in the middle between now and the next Corner Store Legends Legacy, so we can run one at CAX, and so at least there's one offline HF tournament that'll happen from
in
like
between
me and Vodka, and yeah. But of course, like, anyone that can run events, they should. Maybe Texas Showdown we'll do hyper fighting again, and I don't know, but yeah. What else we got? I don't know. There's so many events coming up. I can't keep track of them, but this was a good one to do, and yeah, you guys will definitely see me down there next year.
Yeah, so definitely for the next one, like at least my goal is to secure more of those undammed adapters for candy cabs.
Yeah.
That would for the space that I'm planning on using Don's space again, and acquiring those things would definitely facilitate the space and everything, and then we can have a super guns somewhere else outside. Granted, if it doesn't rain, right? We would have super guns outside for casuals, you know, and we can just because he has a lot of candy caps, right? They're all over his garage, and if we can get at least like 3 to 4 of those not individual, but 3 to 4 of those sets of those cabinets to be what do you call them, setups, right?
Yeah.
And it would definitely facilitate everything, and everything would run smoothly, and I feel like all the players would be accommodated and happy once again, right?
Yeah.
So that's definitely the goal. Unfortunately, they are really difficult to secure. Like I've been keeping my eye open ever since I started planning this tournament, but it's not a money issue. It's just an availability issue, you know, and so I personally can't secure them. It's up until now, right? I've been having to depend on people who have the hardware to possibly, like, you know, lend it out, which is a tough ask, right? Like I think it's a tough ask for sure. But you know, from now till the next event, for sure, just like try to acquire some of those and set them up, because they would facilitate everything.
And if anyone got the hookup and you're trying to come through a tournament as well, like that's what I was saying. You know, the bigger your team is, the better the production will be. Things will just be more streamlined, more tight. It's just the most important thing as a TO is delegating the responsibilities the right way, so everyone knows what they're doing, and then let them rock it out. But
not bad for this first one, right?
Yeah.
Not bad at all, man. Yeah. We made it work. There was some struggles for sure. Like, I felt the pressure, you know, locating players, kind of shifting traffic, moving spectators, because it's natural, right? Spectators are going to want to fill the space up and, you know, check out the games. And but I had to, like, you know, ask them to, you know, politely, you know, if they can move towards this area so I can have like the incoming players on deck, you know, stand over here. And then I guess I was just, you know, it's a preparation thing. I also didn't have like a megaphone or something, you know, to call out players. I had to physically go and find players and bring them, and then try to figure out, you know, like, hey, I need you to play over here. Can you play here? And then trying to use those 2 candy caps that didn't have no plug-in option, right? Just the stock controls on there. I need to find players who are okay playing on that. So like I'm browsing through, like, you know, the bracket,
see who else is available, and who else would
these guys are available.
Yeah,
but that wasn't really a challenge, right? There was also the challenge that the first cabinet had both plugins for player 1 and 2, so it was like trying to get things to flow, because you can't just tell players to, like, you know, sit down and start playing, because then plugging in your joystick's going to get in the way of the next player. And then the fourth cabinet is like tucked away in the corner, and to get out or get in, you accommodate the person on the third cabinet and the person, or Vodka, right, who was like handling the back end of the stream. So like all those factors are like coming into play. So I was trying to, like, you know, think of ways to facilitate the transitions and getting players in. And I'm looking back at the footage, I saw that there was some delays, like, you know, in getting the next match on the stream. So
yeah,
anybody wondering about that, like, it was because of that. And but eventually I did get some help, you know, from some people, like, you know, some extra shout outs to Mikey Barbacoa. He kind of helped me out, run some stuff on his super gun, helping players get if they needed a loaner stick, if they had some, you know, hardware issues or something like that. You know, he helped me a lot. So
yeah, man,
like once again it was like people came together. Like, you know, it's not like, oh, it's just my event or this and that. Like, nah, this was a community thing. Everybody came together. Like,
it's definitely a humbling experience, because yeah, even like back Evo 2022, you know, when, you know, it was like me, Vodka, Azroy, and Turbo, right? Like, we were the first crusade. But then Veritas, you know, hella, like, he was just like, yo, I never ran brackets before, but I'm down to learn, and like, what do I do? And he was, you know, between him, Day, and Myung, they made those tournaments happen. Ultra Street Fighter 2, Alpha 3, 2X, those tournaments wouldn't have happened at Evo. We would still be running them. If it wasn't for those 3 guys, we'd still be in 2022 running the bracket and seeing if version's gonna beat Choi or not. Like, yeah. It was good, Marcus.
Can I connect my Akai NPC to the cab if I enter the tourney?
It's the only way I can DP
Marcus 8SMD.
Yeah, that's me right there.
But yeah, it's humbling at a tournament when like people will just come out and be like, yo, let me support. Yo, you want some water? Yo, here's this. And it's just like, man, like I wouldn't be able to run any of this, you know, without your support. There's so many people that are putting in their time and energy for nothing. Well, I mean, it's not for nothing. They don't get much out of it apart from supporting and make the event better. So, you know,
there was definitely a lot of unsung heroes, you know, at the event. Vodka, you know, Vodka being one of them, you know, he his tech and his knowledge with all this stuff, you know, made the stream what it was.
He's MacGyver. Like, to me, Vodka's just like a MacGyver. He troubleshoots anything. He'd be like, all right, so I have this and you have that. Like, it's so funny to the point where he's like, yo, can you find some duct tape? Like, literally. But it was so I could set up the cameras. But it was funny because it's just like, I thought about it. I'm like, this is really a MacGyver. Yo, can you get me a paperclip? You know? Yeah, I had to like get the internet working and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. But yeah, eventually, you know, figured it all out. But yeah, man, when it comes to all the technical stuff, this dude just knows all the alternatives. And yeah, big ups to him.
One of the things I'm so proud of with this whole event is just how, I don't know if it translated into the stream, you know, but it was the love for the game and the community coming together. It was I definitely saw it, you know, especially with the conditions we were dealing with the rain. Everybody just came through, and I mean, from the artwork that we use, you know, your boy coming through.
Oh, Azroy, man, the GOAT.
The timing you put in with him, you guys, you know, your team, you know, coming through from all the way from NorCal, you know, to you know, put the show on. Basically, it was all like a bunch of different pieces that just came together to make it a reality, you know. And I'm hoping, you know, that's one thing that I'm proud of right there the most, that everybody was able to come together.
Hold on, real quick.
It's a reality.
Real quick, Marcus. This is the guy who invented DJ. In case you didn't know. But yeah, no, like, I don't know. Everything just fit into place at the 25th hour. Like, I don't know how it happened, but it happened, and you know, we'll do it again. We'll do it again next year. And if anyone's thinking of running their own events or online, offline, whatever, try it out. DJ's watching this on the plane. That's hilarious. This guy, man, he's never not on Street Fighter. Crazy. Yo, thanks, Ant. Yeah, Eggs held it down. Eggs was, you know, Eggs seeded his first bracket.
Yeah, definitely seeing the feedback, man, you know, it definitely makes everything worth it, you know. Just seeing the positivity from everybody, it just makes the effort like totally worth it.
Well, what's next for you?
I'm going to continue being an online warrior, you know. We have a funny emote.
A warrior or a worrier?
Yes. We have this funny emote on the server, which is like a smiley emote face with like all the ranks for Fightcade. You know,
oh yeah, I know that one.
Oh my god, that one just kills me. No, I'm just gonna I'm gonna continue, you know, pushing this game wherever I can, you know, getting people to try it out, plan the next event, help people plan any events that they're running, you know, whatever we can do, you know, just to further this game at least.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. I'm sure we'll chat on the side because we already got to start planning for next year. Yeah, good event, good experience, and you know, sure we'll run it back soon. So, any last words? I think I'm at a point we can start closing out.
Yeah, I'm just saying thanks to everybody who tuned in to, you know, watch this with us and kind of just hear about our experience running this event, because that's definitely what it was. It was an experience. I'm always at these tournaments pressing buttons, man, and I didn't get a chance to press a button until like after the event was over.
Bro,
it was like at 2 in the morning.
We played like 2 or 3 games, and I went for a crouch and light kick on you. It didn't come out. I got 2 stand light kicks. I'm like, bro, I'm done playing this game. I could only play like 2 games of hyper fighting before I'm like, yep, that's it. But it was fun though.
It's crazy because like so many people traveled and I didn't get to play none of them. Like
yeah.
DJ traveled out here with his stick. I didn't get to play him offline. Like that's ridiculous, you know. And but that's just the way things went, you know. And yeah, it's just, like I said, it was definitely an experience.
Gotta find a way to budget the time so you can make more time. That's just gonna come from, again, just cleaner operations and potentially getting more support. But yeah, like Evo 2022, I played 0 games of 2x. Sounds insane, right? Played zero in a whole ass weekend. But you know, it is what it is. And
some people did want me to play, but I cannot picture myself playing and being in the mindset to even play in a tournament this stacked, and being able to play at my best of my ability, you know.
Hold on, before we go, I'm gonna send this to James Goddard. Hold up, I'm gonna get a clip of this. Is gonna be the clip that I get for him.
If Balrog jumps over or blocks the move,
I'm gonna get his combo.
Remember, Balrog can counter these moves. So
let me know if it's loud enough, guys. I gotta get this for our boy James.
James here is a resident Street Fighter 2 expert. Rumor has it you got a new Guile killer combo.
Killer combo. Wait, hold up. Killer combo? Like DJ.
Guile, double sonic boom, Riz0ne. Pull up that game screen over there and I'll talk you through it.
All right.
Killer combo. I never connected that.
When you've got your opponent dizzy in a corner, walk up as close as possible and crouch right next to him and charge. Then hit him with a low jab, a jab sonic boom, then immediately charge up for the next sonic boom while you hit them with a standing fierce uppercut. Follow that with a fierce sonic boom and finish them off with a fierce
that was
backhand.
dope.
Here's the whole combo in real time.
Well executed. Boom, boom, clap. There you go. Finish him with that untechable throw. Back then you couldn't tech throws anyway. Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, James is the one guy I've been like wanting to hear from for like the longest, because like, you know, he's the guy behind hyper fighting, and there's so many little things I want to hear, like, hey, whose idea was this, which player said this, and you know, I want to find the lore about hyper fighting and a lot of the balance changes, you know, because like from what I found out is like it's tournament players who, you know, gave their feedback and we made these changes like around that.
That's what we're doing. We're hitting up James Goddard and we're gonna say, hey, the guy who just ran a really big hyper fighting tournament wants to know the lore. Can you help us? We're just gonna reach out to James. We gotta get some of that intel from him. But yeah, man, cool stuff again. I'm gonna dip out of here real quick.
As James says, yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out to James Shen as well. He made the tournament.
He sure did, man. I was so excited when he showed up with his long hair.
He was looking sharp. Also, shout outs to Interview with the Vampire. I don't know why I told random Interview with the Vampire references, and now I got to rewatch that movie. But appreciate everyone who hung out and watched the Tomo tape with us. You know, laughed at some of our photos here. You know, be optimistic, fellas.
Love this one so much.
Just be optimistic wherever you are, you know. Just always look at the bright side of things and stay cool, fellas. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Yeah, that's a better one, Bo guy.
Nah.
But I'll catch y'all later, folks. Have a good night. Take care. Stay gold, Pony Boy.